All right, our next question, sent to CornyDriveThru at gmail.com, comes from a fella we don't hear from enough. Charlie in Starkville, Mississippi. Charlie, hope your dad's doing okay, by the way. Hi, Jim. Chris Jericho recently...
Hi, Charlie.
Hello, big boy. Hi, Jim. Chris Jericho recently talked about why he didn't change his entrance music from Judas when he turned heel. Jericho said Tony didn't want it. He wanted to keep the original song. What are your thoughts on Tony Khan wanting to keep Judas as Jericho's entrance music?
I did see this comment in it, and where I saw it, it was fleshed out as Chris saying, I did want to take it away from him because I was going to be a heel, but Tony didn't want me to do it. My response is Chris didn't try hard then. Because you can't tell me that Tony Khan, who listens to all these other off-the-wall, half-cocked, half-baked, creative suggestions from everybody in the world and does most of them, apparently. I don't see a lot of editing going on. If Chris Jericho tells Tony Khan, who's never been in this goddamn business before he started his own 3 years ago, and Jericho's got 25 years experience, and that apparently means a lot to Tony, even if it doesn't mean a lot to the other wrestlers in the locker room when people have experience. If Jericho said, no, it's my song, it's my gimmick, it's my character, however the phrase is, I'm going to be a heel. They like to sing along. It's going to make them happy. I want to take it away from them to be a heel. No, we're not going to play it. We're going to play something else. Tony would say, no, goddamn you, Chris Jericho. If you don't play that song that the people like, that they'll cheer for, even though you're a heel, just because you're trying to make my business better, I'm going to fine you or suspend you or fire you, and you'll never work here in this town again. No. He didn't try very hard. He may have made a token attempt and told you, oh, no, let's keep it. And maybe Chris led him that way with the questioning to begin with. But no, there was no serious contemplation or request or demand made. No, we've got to do this differently if I'm going to be a heel, obviously, or it would have been done differently. So no, I don't buy that implausible story. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It makes you wonder if... I don't think Jericho was too... I don't think he was too... yeah, exactly. I don't think Jericho... he wasn't
on a mission.
He wasn't too eager to drop the song.
He was not on a crusade to do that.
In like the first 2 years when he was a heel. So... I don't think he had a coming to Jesus or coming to Judas moment, I guess.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yes. Oh, yes. Thank you. Yeah. Somehow I'm not quite buying it.
I'll pass on that. But again, it comes down to the guys having input in their gimmicks and their matches and their promos and everything else has been what they've wanted in the WWE for so long that they haven't been able to attain. And in AEW, that was the promise that they were getting. That's why a lot of them went there. But now, unfortunately, you find out the flip side of that coin is that there's a reason why all the guys, the ideas that even guys in the WWE that you would think were experienced and were veterans in the 90s were pitching to me, just, and I'm not going to mention any names, but it was stuff that you would protect them by never mentioning it to Vince, because then he'd think that the guys that he thought were halfway sane were crazy. And or, the ideas that were obviously see-through, like, yeah, I'd like to be Vince McMahon's illegitimate child. Oh, that means you're going to get some TV time. Well, that's a happy byproduct. I hadn't really been thinking of that. You have to have the right guys that have input, and only a few of them at the top at a high level that are the more experienced guys and the money ball players. And in the Carolinas, it was, besides Dusty, Flair had input, and at certain times, various members of the Horsemen or somebody that would be on top of the fucking food chain. And they would be, obviously, that's the way that George Scott booked the Carolinas for years, was he got the Johnny Valentines and the Blackjack Mulligans and guys who had done angles with each other in 50 million different territories and knew how to draw money with themselves and each other and let them do it. But you can't just let guys who have wanted creative input all this time but have never had it, or even worse, the fucking Cucamonga kids and the creative things that they do with their stupid, silly video YouTube show and their, just indie mindset. You don't want to give them free reign with no governor, no fucking leash on them, because then you get a show that not only is schizophrenic, but at a lot of spots, stupid. And that's why you have to have a happy medium of everything. Experienced guys when Punk is there, at least his segments come off with professionalism, and some other guys that have the knowledge and the detail oriented mind to make it good instead of just going out there to do cool shit with their friends. But that's, that Tony he's had the money to put the thing on the air and get the thing established. He had the contacts to get the television time. He's had the ability to bring all these people together, but he's never had anybody to run this fucking place. And that continues to be his problem and his issue. So for all of those various reasons, you can't have just everybody doing everything they want to do, and it's all a community effort. Somebody's got to be the boss. Somebody's got to help the boss, and somebody's just got to be the stooge that does what they're told. And there needs to be more of them than there are of the previous two. Did I answer that question or 5 others?
Well, I think that was a pretty holistic answer that branched out. So.
But it's Jesus. Imagine if you were going to shoot a movie. And Sylvester Stallone wrote Rocky, right?
Yeah.
And he starred in Rocky. He didn't direct Rocky because he was nobody back then. But he had input because he was fucking Rocky. And he wrote Rocky. And the director is going to listen to the guy that wrote the movie and is starring in the movie. But how much input did fucking Rocky's sparring partner in one scene have? How much input did the side of beef hanging in the freezer have? Yeah, we might listen to Mickey because it's Burgess Meredith. He's been around forever, but he's probably going to be pretty quiet. And Yo Adrian, we did it. I'm sure she was probably easy to work with, didn't demand much, but everybody else in the movie pretty much just fucking went and sat in the corner when they were told to, because you can't have everybody pitching in on the fucking thing.
Well, I mean, Talia Shire comes from the Coppola family, so.
Well, I don't care if she can cope or not cope. She'll learn to get along with it.
Right, and perhaps the Bulldog had a few choice contributions.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, they had to get that Bulldog milk bones every day at 3:00 or he went on strike.
Yeah. But
there's that.
But indeed there is that.